Hello, welcome back for Unit 3 of our Modern World History course here at Waldorf University. And as we get into Unit 3, in this video, we're going to talk about our next skill, which is historical agency and contingency. We're going to talk about the discussion board a little bit, and then we are going to talk about your Unit 3 essay as well. So as we get into this, our next skill is going to be historical agency and contingency. And agency and contingency, our definition is how individuals and groups shape the outcomes of historical events. And the important thing to keep in mind here is that people and groups make decisions, perform actions that shape historical events in different ways. So maybe we can understand this in our own day-to-day lives, both positively and negatively. Maybe in a more negative sense, the idea that I think we all have things that we've done in life that we look back on and maybe wish we would have made a different choice, made a different decision. We know that things would have turned out a little bit differently, and we've had to live with those consequences. More positively, maybe we also know that decisions we make can help us in the long term. Many of you have made the decision to go back to college after either going initially or doing other things in your life, and now you're back, and hopefully down the road that'll pay off with a promotion, with a new job, whatever that may be. So I think we understand this on a personal level, and we want to make sure when we're looking at historical topics that we think about people as people. One of the things sometimes we like to do with the past is look at people as being kind of these automatons, or we kind of put a burden on them as to be perfect. And in reality, all humans are flawed, and as we go through this, people are making different decisions that shape outcomes. The other kind of danger with historical agency and contingency is sometimes we like to zoom out to about 10,000 feet, and we look down and we lose track of all the people, and we look at these big events of history. I think especially in this course, in Modern World, where we're covering a huge time period, we want to make sure that we're zooming in far enough to see that the people really matter, and the things that people do are what move us in history a lot of the time. So you're going to use that over on the discussion board, and I want you to think about how individual and groups influenced this, what we commonly call the scientific revolution. You're also going to answer the question after doing the reading of, was it really truly a scientific revolution, or was it an evolution? And so we can look at those terms and we can define them a little bit, I think, more clearly after we've gotten done with the reading. This idea that revolution goes against kind of established powers that be, and evolution is kind of taking steps in sequence. So be thinking about that. If you got questions, make sure you're reaching out. The other thing that you have to do this week is your Unit 3 essay. This essay is going to focus on cultural change and its internal and external nature. So after you do the reading, or as you're doing the reading, be paying attention to this idea of, as these major changes are happening during this time period within specific societies, are they being driven internally or externally? Sometimes we can see this from new technologies being brought in. This is where we think about during the age of exploration, as some of these different things, as peoples from different parts of the world start to come in contact, outside forces act on societies, especially with new technologies. If you all of a sudden are bringing in gunpowder, that's going to radically change your society. As we see some of these different things happening, we want to make sure that we know that changes happen internally as well. Culture can be driven internally, and this is sometimes where we have this evolution question that you're looking at on the discussion board as well. If you have questions about the stuff, make sure you're reaching out. I am here to help you however I can. I do appreciate the hard work we've put in the course so far, and I look forward to the great things you're going to do this week. Good luck.